What's up guys, it's your boy, still needs an intro, and today we're going to be fixing a Misfire. Now the car in question is a 2003 Ford Mustang with a V6 and is having a misfire on cylinder number 2. Now the reason your car may be misfiring is one of 3 things, and your engine only needs 3 things to run: air and fuel, spark, and compression. Now the reason we can eliminate 2 of those, that being compression and air and fuel, is because the engine is knocking and not running sluggishly. When your car is knocking, that means there is air and fuel in your combustion chamber that is not exploding properly. So what we're going to do today is trace back where exactly the spark is not occurring in the cylinder combustion chamber by testing the spark plug, the wire, and the coil pack. Now we're going to start off this journey by taking off part of the air intake. That way we can get down into cylinder number 2, which is in the middle of the left-hand side of the motor. Our wonderful assistant here is going to be beginning by removing the hose clamps that are holding on this center tube for the air intake, and then pretty much all hose clamps are going to be 5/16. So once we loosen that up and then loosen this up, we can wiggle it out of there and take it off. Okay, now we have this part of the intake piping pushed up and out of the way, and then we have that part removed, and he was just wiping off everything just to make sure it's clean and there aren't any dirt and dust particles that are going to get sucked inside of our engine. So right down in here is going to be our cylinder number 2 spark plug. So we're going to remove the wire off of the end of it, and then we will put a socket on the spark plug and begin to pull it out. So the spark plug is 5/8, and the angle down inside of the engine is really awkward, so I'm not going to be able to record it, but when I pull it out I'll show you what I mean. We may have a culprit as to why it's misfiring, and this spark plug right here, cylinder number 2, has a crack in the porcelain, but we can double check really quick. Look right here in the porcelain, on this side and on this side, there's a nice little gouge right there all along the side of it. But we have the second spark plug wire pulled, and we can double check just to see if we're still getting a spark. All right, we got the spark plugs. We went ahead and just bought all 6, so be sure to subscribe to watch the future video that's coming near you. But we're gonna go ahead and just replace one. And we narrowed this down because... Now in this part I honestly do a pretty crap job of explaining what I'm trying to get at, so I'll just give you a visual representation that should be a little easier to comprehend. Now there are 2 main kinds of spark plug setups. You have the one that we have in question today, which is one coil with multiple wires coming off of it. And then the spark plugs go directly into the spark plug wires. Now the second kind of setup, like the one I have on my Magnum, you have the main power source coming straight from the battery, and you have wires coming off of it, but they aren't always necessarily spark plug wires. And then you have individual coil packs per cylinder, then the spark plugs go into the coil packs themselves. Now how do you test if the spark plug itself needs replaced, the wires need replaced, or does the coil need replaced? Now the main test is going to be for this theoretical engine that has 2 cylinders. You have each individual spark plug, and for this circumstance, let's say this one is the one that's not firing. The first step you can do is take out this spark plug and put a different spark plug in its place. And then if this spark plug starts sparking, you know that this spark plug is bad. Now, if you put the different spark plug in this wire and this spark plug still does not fire, that means it is either your wire or your coil that is bad. Now the way you can test if it's your wire that is bad, you can take this wire out, put this wire in here, then put this wire there. And once you swap places, and then if you put this spark plug back and all of a sudden it starts firing, that means this spark plug wire is bad. And this one is your good spark plug wire. Now if you do this and this spark plug still does not fire, that means it is going to be your coil that is bad, because it is the direct power source to the wire and to the spark plug that is not occurring. Now in this case, you're going to have individual coil packs per cylinder. Put this one here, going directly into the wire, and this one here, going directly into the wire. And then with these, the spark plug goes all the way inside of it, like so. Now in order to test the spark plug, it's going to be the same thing basically. So you'll take two of the coil packs out, and you'll swap this spark plug into this coil. And if this spark plug starts firing, you know you have a good coil, a good wire, and your battery is still good, which would entail that this spark plug needs replaced. Now let's go back to this setup, where this spark plug is in this coil pack. If you put the good spark plug in this coil and this spark plug still isn't firing, that would mean that either your coil pack or your wire going to the coil pack is bad. And the way you test that is by simply swapping coil packs. So you'll put this one on this cylinder and this one on this cylinder. Now if you take your good spark plug and you put it in here, it should fire. And if it doesn't, it means your wire is bad. Then if you swap it back into the first coil pack and it still does not fire, that means that the coil pack itself is bad. Now, back to the regular video. We are going to reinstall the new spark plug, put on the spark plug wire, and then go ahead and start the engine, and let's see how it runs. My wonderful assistant is doing a fantastic job of helping, mostly because it's his car, but he's doing great. We got the intake tube buttoned back up, so now we're gonna give the car a start and let's see how it runs.
You ready?
Yep, go for it. Now it's running like a charm. There's a big time exhaust leak over on this side. I'm assuming it's back in the catalytic converter, but other than that, it's running super smooth. Now, if you found this video helpful, or at least entertaining, please be sure to drop a like and share it with your friends. If you'd consider subscribing, click over here. If you want to see what YouTube recommends you watch next, click over here. And as always, I look forward to seeing you guys next time.